Salutations gamers and welcome back to an edited playthrough of the mod Divide et Impera for Total War Rome 2. Over the last few episodes we've been fighting for our lives down in Africa, trying to get out of a bit of a sticky situation. And while things are not looking as dire as they used to down here, we have an entirely new threat up in the north with the Arverni, who are starting a massive invasion that we will be dealing with in this episode. I'm not talking 1 or 2 stacks, but they're sending down 4 stacks, as you'll see very early on in this episode. There are several fun battles coming up, but I think the one against the Arverni may be my favorite in the series so far, just because of the quality of units that they managed to bring down here. Not just classics like the Oathsworn or Shield Wall Spearmen, but also generally superior medium cavalry to the classic Ligurian cavalry that we've been using in our north. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. Salutations gamers and welcome to Garama, where in the last episode we managed to expand our empire down here in Africa, or technically our republic, and we are still in a bit of a pickle, but I think the situation down here is stabilizing, and I'm hoping that some moves that we'll make with diplomacy this time around, as well as some political actions, are going to just stabilize our empire to the point where we'll be able to kind of leave Africa for a time and focus on the north, where we have massive trouble brewing. So we're still at war with the Nasamons, which is something that I kind of don't want, as the region of Libya isn't very interesting for us right now. So what I'm going to do is go into the diplomacy screen, Nasamons, and I'm going to pay them a little bit of money. Alright. So we have peace with the Nasamons now. That is preferable, as that means we can easily leave this place behind. Now, we're still at war with the Macesuli. However, there's really no way we can reach the settlement over here while we're still at war with the Macesuli. Not reasonably anyways. So what I'm going to try and do is also make peace with them. We just took their settlements. Alright, get a little bit of money out of that as well. And that means we can send these 2 armies to the north and hopefully have them help out with the siege at Kapsa, if it comes to that. Now, this region is still somewhat unstable, as we only conquered it pretty much last turn. You can see we're deconstructing a lot of buildings here. So what I'm going to do here is organize some games using one of the Papiria characters here. We'll send Ginukia Neva. I'll send her to Fazania, and that's hopefully going to stabilize this region enough to avoid a rebellion. The other thing that we're going to do, and I talked about this a while ago, is we're going to make use of the assassinate intrigue. So what you need to know, right, if you go into the politics screen, every party has party traits that then kind of determine the loyalty. Some parties are easier to deal with than others. The Papiria at the start of the game are a little bit tricky to deal with, in part because of the last trait that is a party leader trait. You can see if you hover over this right here next to each of the leaders, this always corresponds to the last trait in the party traits list. Right, so this guy is a diplomat, this is party trait is diplomat, and for the Papiria that one is thirst for power. Thirst for power is a very annoying one. It reads -10 loyalty if the party's influence is lower than the ruling party's influence. Because you always want to have the highest influence in your government, that means any other party that has this trait is essentially always going to be kind of a pain to deal with. So the easiest way to do that, to deal with that I should say, is to assassinate the party leader, which is what we're going to do. This is going to cause a little bit of disloyalty. We can do this now because our general has higher cunning than Lucius Papirius. It's going to cost us a bit of money, a little bit of gravitas, which is not the end of the world. And Lucius Papirius isn't exactly important as a general on the campaign. So you can see assassination was successful. And the loyalty is actually improved now. So the party leader has switched. This guy is a Mogul, which is a positive one instead. So we should be much better off than we were before. There's still a 1% risk, so I'm just going to send 1 character here, even though it's not really necessary. I think we're going to send her to Africa, just to stabilize the region. Okay, and that's this place pretty much fine. We do have a Carthaginian invasion coming in up here. They're gonna go for Curthan, so we'll just send these armies here into the hills, and we'll very likely have to take that back. Down here, this army we got a while ago. So what I want to do is I want to get rid of him. He has, I think, like 1 skill point. He has some skill points. Right for Sovereign, Unwavering Patriot. We'll be able to get him back into the field at some point, but there's a good reason why I want to get rid of him, and I'll show you in a bit. Meanwhile, Sicily is pretty fine. We have our fleet up here. Now, I've thought about this a little bit. I want to move our fleet down to Thapsos, and the reason being, Panormus and Akragas are well defended by the garrison here. Thapsos is the most likely target for Carthage to attack. Speaking from personal experience in the past as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to send this navy over here and we'll park them in Thapsos instead of Akragas, which is hopefully going to keep Africa safer, even though the public order impact is obviously not great. And what we're actually going to do is raise an army over in Armenium, which is where we have a fair amount of tier 2 population available. And we'll use this guy right here, Arius Varro. And we'll start recruiting some more troops. We'll go for some Principes, we'll go for some Hastati, go for a nice mix of troops. And then this army will be sent north towards Genoa as well. Now at Genoa we still have our 2 armies just defending. We are pretty threatened by the Volcae, who are raising another army. I think they're close to attacking again, maybe a little bit longer. And we have 2 Arverni armies coming in. I actually wanted to scout out whether there's more coming in. I don't think there's more in the Volcae territory. There might be an army coming in from the Carthaginians this direction, but we're gonna run this way and... okay, well, I told you. And overall, these are fairly experienced armies. This one isn't. They have a lot of spear traction here. This army is very good. And these armies are also good, right? Lots of shield wall spearmen. They have the noble shield walls, which are fantastic units. Really good. And Oathsworn as well, which are sword units. Axemen. These are tricky armies for us to deal with. Let's see what happens down here. I think Carthage is going to attack this. The Arverni are going to keep moving in, and maybe we'll actually get an attack by the Volcae this turn already. There's the attack by Carthage. Now, as expected, we're going to auto-resolve this, and we'll retake the place afterwards. I think that'll be a more interesting battle, if we even fight that ourselves. I also don't think I could have really stopped this from happening with the troops that they have. This is the troops that I have. You can also see Epirus is very comfortable over in Illyria by now. And they're just hanging out over there. Illyria is another target we really want to go for very soon. And we also want to go for Corsica and Sardinia. See, the Marseille we're no longer at war with, so they should, in theory, just head over to their own settlements. Once we hold Capsa, I'm honestly happy trying to keep peace with the remaining factions. That is the Marseille and, well... there's not going to be any peace with Carthage, but if we can station an army or 2 in Carthage and Capsa, we should be able to hold everything just fine. Maybe around Curthan, actually. That's the Volcae attack. This is expected. We're going to... we fight this ourselves. I think we're going to fight this ourselves. Just because there's very little manpower available up here after all these battles. I want to make sure we lose as few troops as possible. And we have enough manpower left for when the Arverni come in. Okay, so the terrain looks fine. I mean, they have this massive hill, but we're defending, so that's going to be okay. We have our reinforcements coming in from over here. I think I'm going to tilt our army like... so. We'll go for a slightly weird formation here compared to what we did in the past. Don't worry about how it looks. I'm gonna fix a lot of that whenever our reinforcements come in. Alright, and let's pull them back a little bit just to buy some time. Might have to shuffle things around a little bit more. So yeah, we want to stay away from this hill. I really don't want to fight them up there. No need for us to. We have some enemy cavalry here. That is the general. We're going to hunt him down immediately. So you can't do a bit of damage. You guys can leave. I do wish that the game in battles like this just let you start off with both armies. I mean, I understand the idea of reinforcements, but I'd prefer just to have 2v2s, right? Right from the get-go, without randomized reinforcement locations. I've talked about that in another episode. I think that would be more fun for me personally. Okay, so this guy got away. That's unfortunate. I'm not a big fan of when it's a mess like this. Okay, we have a cavalry charge coming in. Double cavalry charge on this side. We have spearmen over here, who are units without javelins. I don't mind this so much. Let's make sure we get our charge bonus off though. And let's move in some of these spearmen. We have a cavalry charge right up front into our velites. While I was distracted, we're gonna run back. That's okay. This is still in our favor, I think. We have javelins coming in from this side, which is okay. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna form these guys up in a phalanx now. It's a good time to do that. We're gonna wrap around here a little bit and push forward with our spearmen. Hopefully help out against these cavalry units. Or this cavalry unit, rather. Enemy cavalry punching in our center, but they're pretty battered already. With our spearmen helping out over on this side. This cavalry unit is completely gone. This side is going to hold just fine. I'm gonna try and get our war dogs over here. Okay, our center is now engaged. We're just gonna let the hoplites sit for a moment. We're running into our hastati over here, but this is a great angle for our velites to throw their javelins. So I'm gonna put these guys in guard mode. Run in here. I'm gonna send our spearmen in on this side instead. You can see they're very much bulking up in the center here. I'll make sure we keep our lines for now. Alright, we're defeating the enemies on this side over here. Our Ligurian cav is definitely worse than the cavalry that they have. Stats-wise, they don't have nearly the same melee defense, melee attack. If we had some equites, it wouldn't be as much of a difference. You can see there's an opening here. They haven't engaged these units. I'm a bit hesitant to flank around, but because we have these cavalry units freed up, I'm going to do that. Because we're going to take some javelins in our back here while we're flanking around. Enemy cavalry over on this side is gone. We're going to target this general right here. I think he's already dead from the sound of it. I think we killed 2 generals. Our velites are pretty much out of ammo. Okay, they're trying to stop this, so we're gonna just turn around. That's fine. Come on, you guys keep riding. Don't get caught by some hoplites, please. Okay, and in the center, you can see they've really amassed all their force right into our hoplites, which is pretty ideal. It doesn't get much better for us than this. And meanwhile, we're just beating them on the flanks. We're gonna delete the remaining skirmishes that they have. And then we're gonna go for a nice envelopment from all sides in the center, and that's gonna be a rout. It's a pretty straightforward battle, this one, from the looks of it. I should have used our war dogs here through the middle. I sent these infantrymen over here already. Want to make sure we catch these enemy cavalry units back here. These skirmishes. Take them out. Don't chase too far. There's some more infantry back there. You can see our hoplites are very much in their element right here. This is what they're great for. If you can get some situation like this going where they're just stopping a great amount of enemies, this is fantastic, right? This is where you get the most value out of them. This is a perfect hoplite phalanx. They can push to their heart's content. The enemy has basically no chance of routing them as long as they don't flank around. It's lovely to see. Keeping our general out of this still. Just, I don't think we have one with Warcry here. I'm gonna go Inspire, even though it's unlikely to hit the correct units. group up again. We'll go for another charge. We'll go flying wedge. You can see the units already routing. This is gonna be it. And now we've got a nice mass route going. Gonna switch our hoplites into, well, out of phalanx, I should say. And that's that. Now let's make sure we get as many kills as possible here. Also, so these guys don't come back. Yeah, that was a pretty good battle. I really enjoyed the fact that they just ran into our hoplites in the center, so that worked out perfectly. I don't know why they blobbed up so much. They should have distributed their troops a little bit more. But at the end of the day, they had fewer troops than we did. And they were outnumbered, so it wasn't a good battle for them to begin with. This was kind of doomed from the start. And our Ligurian cav, while not as good as the Gallic cavalry, the medium cavalry that they have, they did manage to just overwhelm the enemies with numbers. And you can see they got a fair amount of kills here. And that is the Volcay invasion shattered. We're gonna ransom them, as I'm hoping to make peace with the Volcay. I kind of have no chance to push into Massalia at this point. As long as the Arverni are threatening to invade as well. Alright, nothing else interesting happened. You can see our armies outside of this one unit of Hastati or Principes is almost fully replenished. So fantastic. I'm gonna move this army over. Ideally we stay in the Armenian recruitment range, which we are, which is great. Because there's more tier 2 and tier 1 population available here. So this guy right here leveled up. I'm gonna give him... I think we might go for Skilled Tactician and then go into Knight Commander very quickly. The reason being, again, night battles are really good. And with how many armies are coming down here, if we can get another level up on him, we might be able to single out enemy armies quite well. You can see the Arverni moved in a little bit more. I'm gonna keep an eye on them. Let's move our armies here up closer to the border. They're probably gonna get a fair amount of replenishment before we get there, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to attack while they're still weakened, but we're just too far away. Now I'm seeing something interesting here. That is a Carthaginian army in the middle of the sea, not backed up by any fleets. There's a fleet at Caralis, but it's not the biggest one. So what we're gonna do here is use our own fleet and take these guys out. I mean, they should be able to retreat very far, being an army. You just take the battle. We'll auto-resolve that, and I mean, I'll take it. You know, we'll ransom a bit of money, then we'll send these guys back into the safety of the port. Okay, let's see. Maybe the Carthaginians are gonna send some more armies our way that we can delete with our own fleet. And let's see what happens with the Arverni up here. Oh, well, see, what is it? Is it an attack on Thapsas? Like I said, it's an attack on Thapsas, but with half a fleet. I don't know. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything. It's a very interesting way to throw away your fleets. This is why we had the fleet at Thapsas until we just moved them to destroy the Carthaginian army. It is just a very tempting target for them for some reason. Yeah, Caralis is a big target for us. We have to take it out just because it's used as a staging ground for invasions. Need to get rid of it. It's also fairly easy to hold once you do have it. Okay, we're gonna go for civil development here because our development this turn already finished, and I know what we're gonna go for next. Well, this army here, I want to change the troops that we're using a little bit. I'm gonna actually get rid of these three troops here, and we're gonna replay. Actually, no, let's keep the Torini assault infantry in case we deal with any elephants. I'm gonna get rid of these troops, the mercenaries, because they're a bit expensive for what they are. And we'll probably get some Libyan infantry when we're over here. Might as well do that now. We should also maybe get some cavalry. Maybe we'll get some cavalry instead, or a mix of both. We'll get the stadium down here. This is just going to cost us a bit of extra food and a long time to build, but this is a region where I just don't want any public order trouble, as it's so far away. I don't want to go into the desert. I just wanna hold it and never think about it. It's not a very valuable region. Our fleet is steadily replenishing. I'm gonna do one thing here, and that's merging this, because I want to get a supply ship, as this army was lacking one. For research, as I was saying, what I want to get is legal institutions as well as labor organization, because that's going to provide us more public order across the board, stabilizing our republic. It's also going to provide us more loyalty, even more loyalty politically, so we do not run into any secession problems at all. That's it this turn. You can see our money is mediocre, but we don't really have that much to build, so it's not like we need an income of 10,000 wealth per turn. Is that another attack on Thapsos? That's a fleet, no? Or is it an army? That's another fleet. Interesting. Interesting moves by Carthage. I thought they were gonna take that there. The garrison at Thapsos is legendary at this point. I just turned on my fan in the background. I hope you guys can't hear it, but it's the middle of August here, and that the temperatures are killing me. I'm not made for temperatures above 30 degrees. Marseille trying to weasel their way out of this. We're not gonna go for that. I want Kapsa right now. They're sending an army up to Kirthan. It's by the border. So, that's interesting. They're not in range to do anything if we attack. And we have the movement range to make that happen this turn. We're gonna go for an auto-resolve here. I don't think this would be a very interesting battle. Alright, let's walk these guys into the region here. We want to get them to Kapsa as fast as possible. And over here, as I said, we're going to recruit some Libyan infantry. We'll get ourselves a baggage train, which we were missing in the last episodes down here. And then we'll get ourselves another unit of Libyan cavalry. As bad as they are, it's the only thing we can recruit right now. We can also expand Syracuse at this point. What we're going to get here is a field of Mars turned into auxiliary barracks to hopefully take advantage of some of the local population we have here. For example, we can get ourselves some Thessalian cavalry, which would be a nice addition to our roster, as we generally lack the type of shock cavalry that these guys represent. Up here in Genoa, we're also going to go for a field of Mars, and we'll very likely turn that into a standard Roman barracks building, because I want to take advantage of some of the tier 2 population that we have up here. You can see just in Genoa we have 2,000 plebs. Medlan we have another close to 7,000 plebs at this point. Another attack at Thapsus. I should have honestly sent our fleet down there this turn. Let's see if they can get something. That would be unfortunate. Oof. Oof. Okay. The garrison is close to its limits at this point. We're gonna send the fleet down this turn, after we wipe out what's left of these two. They are really set on taking Thapsos, aren't they? I think we should probably get a permanent garrison going in Thapsos. So it looks like the army up here, the Masuli army, went back. They're recruiting another one now, but they shouldn't be able to do very much against our... Ugh. Okay, well that was a bad move. We're gonna take some desert attrition here and just walk them right through there, and that's bad. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're gonna be able to do very much about our 4 legions invading. We'll need a bit of replenishment up here, but shouldn't take that long. Finish constructing this. Our fleet here we're gonna send to destroy these guys. The Heralds of the 104. I don't know, Carthage, it doesn't seem like a good idea continuing to send your fleets here. Although we're kind of stranded now. This is not good. Let's see if we can get them back to Carthage safely. They might attack Thapsos again. The garrison is alright. Could be better, but it's not like they have many troops left. We have 3 armies ready now in Cisalpina. Roaring to go. But we also have 4 Arverni armies. I would have the movement to attack these guys in their fort. They would get backed up by 1 other army.
I'm afraid we cannot. March, ready for battle. Advance. At your...
So this is a 3v2. Attacking them inside of their fort. And I think this is a good battle for us. As I don't want them to be able to move in all 4 of their armies. Rather attack them a little bit early. Catch them off guard. They also don't have a lot of ranged units, so I don't think the fort is much advantage for them. You can also see they have a complete lack of cavalry in this army right here. Okay, we're just gonna line up our troops here. You can see we have 2 reinforcement locations from this side and from this side. We'll just attack the fort with all of our troops from this side. So I can't predict, again, this is another problem with the reinforcement system in Rome 2. I can't predict how many troops, like I don't even know which army this is. I don't know how many troops from that army are going to join immediately. I don't know what this army right here is, the one that's coming from here, and I don't know how many troops are coming in. I don't know what type of troops are coming in. This could be just ranged units and they run up here and then they get attacked by enemy cavalry. So I usually like to play it safe and I just move all of my troops to one side in cases like this, because everything else is just RNG. You just don't know what's going to happen. And that's why I don't like this reinforcement system at all. It's really bad. Okay, our army is forming up. It's a little bit chaotic, but we'll fix that once everyone's in position. That's why I really don't like reinforcement battles. We're gonna move this over a little bit like this. Then I'll talk you through our formation, what we're going with here, while the enemy is forming up outside of their fort. On the right flank, we have Equites, so we have Tarentine cavalry. This is the army that we just recruited this episode. And we also have some, obviously, Equites Extraordinari. So these guys are a little bit better than the average Equites. On the right flank, we have some hoplites, which are backed up by Alpine Assault Infantry. We have some spearmen here. There's more spearmen coming in. We'll move one of these units right here, just so these guys don't get flanked. In the center, we have some Hastati here. We have Principes, more Hastati, and then we have some Principes coming in right here, which I think I'm going to use as a reserve force. Move them in wherever needed. Up front, we have, as our only skirmishers, 4 units of archers, as that's the only thing I got from my reinforcements. We also have some Triari holding back as a reserve force to hopefully close any gaps that get created in the center. And then we have 3 generals. 3 generals sitting at the back, and they're just going to wait this out. Moving some spearmen in here. Again, just a reserve force. And we're going to lock this formation. You can see our left side doesn't have any cavalry right now, which is maybe not the best thing. I thought we'd get some as reinforcements. I think I'm going to move over one of these Equites. And maybe one of our generals. Secundus Ventus, Septimus Varro, Gnaeus Scipio. I think Septimus Varro is fairly new. And he doesn't have many battles under his belt. So I'm going to use him. If he dies, it's not the end of the world. And we'll move him on the left side together with our Equites, so we can take advantage of one of these generals. We're not going to need 3 generals camping at the back doing nothing. That leaves us with some Equites Extraordinari as well as the Tarentine cavalry over on this side. So yeah, the enemy troops here, you can see they have the Kingetoi, the early the early Gallic shield wall spearmen. These guys are quite good. They have a dense formation. They have good armor. They have good morale for, you know, barbarian units basically. But you can see 21 melee defense, 55 morale. Is really quite good. And these are the sort of second tier population unit for them, I think. They also have Argoi. Argoi, these guys are the noble shield wall spearmen. And they are even better. Oh. What happened over here? I was too busy talking, I think. It just took some... Okay, well. Whatever happened, it was in our favor. Put it that way. Gonna turn this around a little bit more. Time to pay attention, huh? I think that's a sign. We're getting charged again here, but our Hastati should be fine dealing with that. These are skirmish cav. They're not going to be able to do very much damage against us. Our own cavalry is moving in support. I wish I had some more skirmishing units here, but it's alright. I don't want to move my archers away from over here because we have enemy skirmishers moving in. I'd rather have them focus on that. We're not taking a lot of damage from this with the huge shields that we have. Fairly well protected from some basic skirmishing like that. I don't want to overcommit my cavalry on this side, so I'm going to run them back. We're sitting back. I want to fight outside of the range of this fort. So we'll try and take good advantage of our archers here. Put them in guard mode. You can see these mercenary hunters are being deleted by our Sardinian archers, which are quite good. They're not amazing, but they're pretty good. Certainly better to skirmish with than some of the other Roman units, like the Roman slingers. You can see we have a push coming in now on this side. We're gonna tilt our army a little bit more. Like so. And have everyone run into position. See, they're still sort of forming up outside of their fort. We're gonna stay patient here. I like to use my cavalry very conservatively when I'm playing the Romans, because the battles really don't come down to the cavalry very much. It usually comes down to getting a good infantry engagement, right? So I just want to make sure that our flanks stay safe. We don't have surprise flanking maneuvers. So we're going to keep them back. You can see our center. These guys have already thrown their javelins and whatnot. I'm going to go slow-mo here for a moment. We'll lock this and go for a formation attack. Our hoplites, we're not going to go into an attack yet, but I'm going to shuffle them around like this. Kind of try and envelop them on this side. Move our Alpine assault infantry behind them. Move our spearmen up this way. We're going to go for a charge here on these enemy archers, which are open. There's nobody defending those. I think we got good engagements overall in the center. With our archers, we're going to keep targeting these missile units in the back. This is not the ideal position for our hoplites, so we'll keep them over here for now. We're going to shuffle these units over. I could go for a push over... Oh, what are you guys doing? No. This is the downside of group attack. You have to pay a little bit of attention sometimes. Move them back. Right, we're deleting the enemy skirmishers back here. We'll move up some of our cavalry right here into a slightly more dangerous position. Our general? Excusez-moi. Oh, he got targeted by heavy skirmishers. Unlucky. Secundus Vento. Rip. He got a javelin thrown at him. Okay, we have enemy infantry moving back now. We're gonna get our own cavalry out of there. Yeah, that's unlucky. I didn't see our general being targeted back there, and he ate one of the javelins that hit these units, which wasn't that many, to be honest. It's 90 out of 100, so it's just a little bit unlucky. It happens. Sometimes your generals will die needless deaths. Okay, we're gonna back this up properly. There's a lot of troops heading this way. Center could use some more help. I'm gonna use like one of these units. Gonna shuffle them over a little bit more. I'm gonna target this unit here again. Although there's some phalanx infantry coming in. I really want to move in some of our hoplites here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take them out of phalanx. These guys can keep engaging. And we'll go for a flanking maneuver with hoplites. Plus, obviously, our Alpine assault infantry. Still waiting for a good opening to move our cavalry in right here. We're keeping back some reserves. I don't feel the need to rush right now. But in the center, we do need to reinforce this. So our spearmen are in a good spot. You can see our infantry is actually suffering a little bit here. Oops, there's some spear infantry here. Let's get these guys out. Let's go for a flank right here with our hoplites and the assault infantry. Yeah, so don't feel the need to use hoplites necessarily always in hoplite phalanx. It's not necessary. We're gonna shuffle over some more units into the center here, as this is where we're suffering. I think our flanks are actually fine. Whoops, daisy. Yeah, there's a lot of troops in the center here. I need to block this off better. We have Massalian hoplite flanking maneuvers happening. We're breaking the enemy right side here. They are definitely surrounded. And then we need to try and move into the center very quickly. Wow, Triari here also... You can see they're definitely struggling more against these enemy units. I want to break this side as fast as possible. So we're going to move our cavalry in. Because that's going to free up a lot of our infantry to move into the center here. We can get a good charge in right here. That would be fantastic. You can see our Tarentine cavalry just running with the other cavalry units are getting a crazy amount of kills. Also because of the javelins that they're throwing. Okay, that was a good charge, but didn't quite rout them. Oof, let's get him out. Let's get these two cavalry units away. There's very few openings here. They're doing a good job sometimes blocking all of that off. The enemy center here is a little bit wonky. But I'm holding them off fine. You can see these units are now routing after the cavalry charge we delivered. I'm gonna make sure we take out this. Make sure our own infantry doesn't chase too far. Send them back. Okay, this side was now broken. We're gonna immediately go and see if we can't flank around on this side and reinforce our center. Ideally in a way where our units don't blob up too much. I want to go for a nice line and hit them in many places. Move these cavalry units in over here as well. Take out this Celtic heavy cavalry back here while we're still taking fire from the fort. Not the best, but it's okay. With some units routing here, infantry did suffer in this battle, especially at these Triari here. Some of these Hastati can get into the best positions. Okay, we'll go for a flank here. I think if we can rout this blob with our infantry that was just freed up, that would be fantastic. Yep, that's causing a rout right now. We have a unit still right here. Some Massalian hoplites. Very nice. Yeah, that was a costly battle. You can see the Arverni infantry is very sturdy in comparison to the Volcay infantry. They definitely dealt more damage to us overall, the Oathsworn or all the units that they had. But I think this is a pretty devastating blow to them at this stage. And I think overall this is probably the Arverni invasion stopped in its tracks. They do still have two armies coming in, but With the troops that we have here, it's unlikely they'll actually be able to do anything. You need to replace one of our generals, which is unfortunate. Maybe we'll go for him right here. Medulius. I think we'll go for Medulius Ducius Dento. We'll keep our troops grouped up by the border because these guys don't have enough movement. We might obviously get attacked by them this turn, but we'll take that risk. This region down here is stable. All good. Sicily is stable. Everything's stable at this point. We're looking quite good. I want to move my fleet back to Thapsos next turn. Get some replenishment. Then get them ready to maybe fend off more Carthaginian invasions, which don't seem very likely to stop anytime soon.
Look to your gods and pray, for only in them will you now find mercy.
Alright, my Sicily declaring war on us again. That's fine. We made peace with them a while ago and got money from them. I think they're probably being manipulated into this by some other faction through diplomacy. So we'll try and sue them for peace again. You see there's a Carthaginian army that appeared over here as well now, close to Massalia. Man, the situation up there is just a lot. If it wasn't for the Arverni, we might actually be able to push in there, but the Arverni randomly declaring war on us kind of stopped that in its tracks. We have plenty of manpower close to Genoa, so we'll walk back here. Again, this is a very defensible location overall, just because of this river right here, the mountains. It's not that difficult for us. As long as we have manpower available, we can hold this, even with 3 armies. Down here at Garama, we have the aqueduct constructed. I'm going to go for the latrines. The reason why I like the latrines over the other two is because of the growth that it provides, the extra growth per turn. So that means we can get other buildings faster. Later on, I do sometimes like to transition that to the public baths in some regions because it's overall better once you have like an established region. We'll go for the latrines for the time being. We'll go for the Sacred Grove. The Sacred Grove is kind of my standard wherever. I think you've noticed by now. I really only get the other ones if I'm sure that I'm going to benefit a lot from it. So for example, I like to get the Temple of Neptune in commerce regions like P and Africa. So because we have a lot of maritime commerce here, I go for the Temple of Neptune. The Temple of Minerva is also nice in some kind of remote regions for the extra research rate, but I tend to not build that one as much. The Temple of Mars is also nice in recruitment regions, so this one would be quite good in a region like Latium, because we're going to get a lot of troops from there. And then the Temple of Mercury, wealth from all sources, is also quite good in some regions where you have a lot of income coming in, right? Alright, let's group this up. Don't quite have... Oh, well, I mean, we have enough movement to get here. Make sure we stay on the road. So we don't take any attrition. I think I'm gonna walk this army over here. This should block off movement from these guys. And then we'll move in the armies from up here, who look like they have enough movement to get down there. Okay, not enough movement right there. Okay, this is very crowded now. What happens if we do this? That's 4 armies. Yeah, so if you take a close look at this, the problem here is, because we lack this tiny little bit of movement here to attack this army, we can't take them out this turn. And if we end the turn here, what's going to happen is that either the garrison or this army here is going to attack either these 2 armies or these 2 armies, right? And the other 2 armies are not going to reinforce. So even though this battle right here would cause all 4 armies to assist, if they get attacked, it's only a battle of this army plus the garrison plus this army versus us. So we'd be outnumbered. Which is why we kind of have to trigger a battle this turn to not have that happen. We'll take a bit of casualties here from an auto-resolve, but I think it's the best thing we can do, unfortunately. So that cost... Oof! Okay, so these armies were targeted like crazy by the losses. You can see this army right here is... Oh my god, that's painful. Not the cleanest invasion I've ever seen. If we had a little bit more movement, we would have been able to deal with this much better. Okay, these guys, we're not gonna send them that direction. We're gonna send them this way and immediately out of the region because they need new troops and they need massive replenishment. These guys also need replenishment. And these guys will send in this direction too, although they are fairly healthy. Ideally, we would have used this army here for the attack, but it is what it is now. And that's that. The Marseilles are at war with us again, and it looks like they're heading for Tila Mensi, but I'm going to try and sue them for peace immediately. And they're going to go for that. Desert diplomacy here. Very nice, so I'll take that. Egypt, do you want to trade with me now? No. Nassamones? Probably not. None of them want to trade with me. The Volcay, I'm not going to sue them for peace for the time being. Carthage, not going to happen. Massily, not going to happen. Epirus, not going to happen. Arverni, do you want peace? I kind of don't want to fight you. Like, you can just go back north or something. I mean, I'll pay you a lot of money. No? Okay. Well, I tried. We need to send these armies here, ideally up to Carthage, get some massive replenishment. Okay, you guys get out of here. You suffered during the siege, didn't you? I don't really want to go recruit any of these troops. We'll run towards Carthage here. We'll send the fleet up there already as well. Same thing with these guys. Send them this way. This army here will send towards Kurthan. And our spy will send towards Io to see if there's any armies coming in. Meanwhile, up here, the Arverni are still not invading. Let's take a look at supplies. Supply production 14, supply consumption 53. So they are about to run out of supplies as well. We're gonna wait for that. Meanwhile, our own supplies are also dwindling. But I think we're looking better than them overall, right? No? No, not really. Well, we could retreat one of these armies for a time. It's unlikely they'll be able to coordinate. So if we get attacked by 2 Arverni armies, we'll be able to fend that off. So I'll send these guys over for a bit. Just to conserve supplies over here. Yep, went down to 57 supply. Okay, we have a rebellion imminent in Numidia. We'll deal with that. It has to do with obviously our army being stationed here. And we'll put them out of the settlement. It's not really gonna save us, so let's try and organize some games here. We no longer have to use the House of Perperia for this, but we can actually use our own faction if we wanted to. However, we're still overly influential, and our influence has actually risen since the start of this episode. So I don't think it would be that good of an idea. We're gonna marry off Pontia Helva here from the Perperia. Gives us another general as well. Gnaeus Edinius Rufus. And we'll send him to organize some games maybe in Numidia. Hope that's enough. Ooh, that stalls the rebellion for at least one more turn. Let's make sure we don't tax this place too. Okay, you can see there's a Carthaginian invasion coming in by the coast that we'll have to deal with. Our army is already in position to deal with this just fine. There's another army being built over here. I think we do have to take out Eol. We actually might as well send this army over already and then just send the fleet back again. They have enough movement for that. Get them in here and then send the fleet back. And then we can take advantage of the Sicilian population a little bit. Keep upgrading this. This guy's actually max rank now. Mr. Lucius Julius Libo. Rank 10. Fantastic. He looks really badass. I mean, look at him. With all the stars next to him, he looks really cool. I'm gonna give him that. So I think it is time, as painful as it is, for us to say goodbye to the Bruttian infantry. I should have actually gotten rid of them last turn already. They have served us well, but at this point they are nothing more than worse hastati. I'm gonna get rid of them. Don't need them anymore. I ideally want to get more cavalry here, but we don't have access to much outside of equites yet. I think I'm gonna go 3 equites. I also want to get a baggage train, which we can't get in Sicily. And then we'll see what else we can get. Alright, this fleet here, we're gonna send east now and just hope that they don't get caught. And we'll try and discover Knossos and then Rhodes as well as potential trade partners. We could try and go for an ambush up here, but I think we're actually just gonna wait until they move forward and then go for an outright attack. This army here is very, very experienced. They'll have no trouble at all dealing with some army fresh out of training from Carthage. Oh, hello? These guys running past us to Midland here, huh? We'll have to send one of our armies that way. Okay, so these guys are fortified. Fortunately, we have archers. So this is a battle we can go for. Let's do that.
I will speak honestly.
Alright, it looks like they're venturing forth. We're gonna just sit back in that case, as I have no interest in getting closer to the fort. We have our elephants back here. We're gonna keep them in reserve as usual. And wait for a good time. They actually managed to get replenished fully. With a massive cavalry maneuver coming out. 4 cavalry units over on this side. Ideally, we'll want to use our Peditas Extraordinari here as well. Yeah, this will be a problem for us to deal with. Might even have to use our elephants for this, as we only have a limited number of cavalry units. So over here we have some Cantabrian mercenary horse skirmishers. These are Spanish units. We have some Carthaginian citizen cavalry. These are shock cavalry for the most part. We have some sacred band cavalry. And we have some more citizen cav. Similar picture on the other side. Lots of citizen cavalry. Their weak point, as always, is the infantry. Libyan Thuria's infantry is slightly better than what we were dealing with before, but still quite trash. Libyan levies. We're gonna move up a little bit. I want to take advantage of our skirmishers before they go for an all-out charge here. It's very likely that our flanks are actually going to be broken here. Our cavalry, that is. You can see there's a charge coming in right here. Ideally, I want to block that off with my Triari. That would be the ideal scenario. Defensive formation. I think they're gonna get stuck. Some of them. But that's good. With our equites, this is gonna be fine. We have the Triari in there too. This is not good for them. There's another charge coming in, but the Triari have a very tight formation. I think they're gonna be fine. We have another cavalry unit coming in over here. We're obviously being flanked on this side already. Move these guys back. I should have done that earlier. I was too distracted over here. Move this out. Exenzi, go. You guys do not do well in melee against cavalry, let me tell you. Okay, but that was good on this side at least. That was a good move for us. Keep our elephants back. I don't want to really engage them here. I think they're trying to go for us here with these guys. We're going to run the elephants in here just because there's so much enemy cavalry. You can send our Peditas Extraordinari in here as well. Take out these cavalrymen. And our center should be fine. If we can keep things like this, we'll be good. Elephants doing some damage to enemy cavalry. Our archers, we're gonna switch to fire arrows now. Let's go guard mode and we'll target the center here as well as, well, the center. And now it's time for our elephants. The units are all pinned. Elephants gonna flank around. I want to try and target this blob right here, ideally. Everywhere else, I think infantry is quite fine. We do have some cavalry. Ooh, these guys could obviously stop our fun. I'm gonna run in there with these guys, but turn around our equites. Make sure they don't stop us. I'll spam click through here. And then target that with the cavalry. As always, embrace the spam click. We're gonna go for a better angle here. And now I'll click my way through the front line. Although this is pretty much already broken, and these guys are just gonna mop up. Together with the scare as well as the impact of the elephants landing in these lines, although they're not really getting a lot of kills right now. I think they didn't pick up a lot of speed this time around. I think on the next line it's gonna be better. And some units returning here right now as well, which is unfortunate. Alright, now we're getting some kills here. There we go. Now they're hitting. I do want to break this over here, so I think we're going to shuffle around these elephants. But yeah, together with the fire arrows landing here, as well as the scare bonus from the elephants and the devastating charge, you can break pretty much any unit. This thing is doing good damage. Not the best battle I've ever had. Some things went wrong. I was too distracted on one flank, and the other flank got targeted by cavalry quite badly, and then I lost track of this unit, this cavalry unit right here, and they hit our archers. Outside of that, not bad. And that's another Carthaginian invasion fended off. Fortunately, it's going to be more of that. In fact, this army is probably also going to come for us. Maybe they'll team up and try again, but we have plenty of replenishment here. We'll be okay. Right, so really all we have to do is fend off these Carthaginians, these Arverni armies. We're getting ready up here at Sicily to launch our invasion of Corsica and Sardinia soon, with support of our fleet, as soon as we have these armies fully replenished and recruited a few more units, which shouldn't really take that long. It looks like maybe 2 turns. Meanwhile, we continue to defend with one army right here at Kirthan. We'll very likely keep one army down here at Kapsaf for a while. Meanwhile, in the east, we still don't have an agreement with the Egyptians, but they don't really, they're just kind of ignoring us. They're not really wanting to do anything with us. Over here, Epirus is still expanding in Illyria, which is a problem for us. Eventually, they will probably declare war on us and try and push through to Patavium. So we need to get on top of that and ideally take Illyria, also because it's a valuable region for trade for us. We also do still want Masaya, obviously. We're still at war with the Volcae. With 3 armies up here, maybe we have a chance soon. It's going to take some very nifty battles. We first of all need to deal with the Carthaginians, and then maybe there's going to be an opening. But for the most part, I think things are going much better now. We are in a position where we can expand quickly in the Tyrrhenian Sea and beyond. And soon, very, very soon, TM, we're going to be able to reach Empire level 5 and get our beloved legionaries. And from there on out, things are going to become much more easy. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you leave it a like down below so other people can find it too. And subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.